El Segundo for the 2018 Main Street Car Show. Dan!
How you doing? Sorry to interrupt, but I knew you were going to be at the car show and I wanted to join you.
There are hundreds of cars here today. They're rare ones, beautiful ones.
And what's great is the great difference in all the art that's behind all these cars. And a lot of people are making them into daily drivers and stuff, and that'll be exciting. But the best thing is the kids that I see here, they're starting to really get back into the old cars because they're not available anymore.
Well, let's get rolling.
This started back in 1997 by one of our police officers who was an avid car guy like myself, and thought that this would be a great way to fundraise for our Police Officer Association. We're a nonprofit, and all the funds that we raise, we put it right back into the community, whether it's donating to the El Segundo Little League, funding scholarships for the high school, and various other charities throughout town. Usually, attendance-wise, we're somewhere around 5,000 to 7,500 people that come out, and then car-wise, we're somewhere over 325 cars this year. So. A lot of sights to see.
The Chamber is so excited to work with the El Segundo Police Officers Association and the Automobile Driving Museum on putting on this fabulous tradition, 21 years of tradition in downtown El Segundo. We have a live band going to be playing throughout the day. We have a beer garden for the first time featuring two of our own El Segundo breweries, and it's nice to feature our own local businesses. One thing we do is we don't bring in a lot of outside food vendors and whatnot. We really want to feature our downtown and our El Segundo businesses on this special day.
Lots of rare cars here today, and this one is especially rare, isn't it, Sandy?
Yes, it is. Very rare. They only built 31 of this body style. It's an Alvis, a 1952 Alvis, and when they built them in England, 30 of them were right-hand drive, two-seater, and they built one prototype for America, a left-hand drive, four-seater, and this is the one prototype.
And this is just beautiful. How did you think to get one of these?
I found it by accident on a little German website. I was actually looking for a different car, and when I saw pictures of this and heard the story, I figured somebody had to bring it here. The car new was sold into New Zealand, and in 1952 it was new. In 2002 it was sold into Germany, and last year is the first year it has seen America. The hood ornament is the Alvis Eagle. It was an optional ornament. They had different types of ornaments available. That was just one of them. It's got a 6-cylinder engine. Alvis built their own motors. They used to build airplane motors. And the 6-cylinder has 12 spark plugs. Quite unusual.
Howdy, I'm rolling up here on Gary and Stevie. Actually, Gary is an ex-employee for the city of El Segundo, and Stevie currently works for us at El Segundo TV. Gary, I know you've been in the cars for a long time. Why don't you tell me about some of that history?
Since I was a kid, I've been into cars, love to work on them, restore them, sell them, get tired of them, and move on to the next one.
And, so you've kind of infected your son with the bug here, because I noticed that he's sitting on this white Catalina.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose, but I'm glad we have something that we have in common and we can do together.
And tell me one thing everybody wants to know. What was your favorite car you've had?
65 Chevy Impala convertible.
Wow, that sounds good. Stevie, look at this dream boat. Is this your first car?
This is my first car, yes.
Okay, and your first classic car being a Catalina, what year? Give me a little of the provenance.
It's a 1964 Pontiac Catalina Ventura, 389 motor in it, which we're replacing with a 350. But most of it is all original.
Yeah, so it looks great on the outside, and you're looking to turn this right into a daily driver that you'll use every day?
Yes, this is correct. I want to drive it every day.
It's so nice to see a female at these car shows and a female car owner. Go ahead and tell me about your car.
Well, it's a 1960 Rambler American, and they made 14,000 of these in 59 and 60. And it's a two-door wagon, and so there's not too many of those around anymore, the two-door wagons. So it's a lot of fun. It's my daily driver.
Okay, we're looking at a really nice looking Thunderbird here. Go ahead and why don't you introduce your car?
Well, this is a Ford Thunderbird, 1960, and March 30th, 1960 to be precise. And this car was delivered, and it's the exact color code and interior code that's in the Ford Thunderbird brochure from 1960. The woman that ordered it was the first owner. I'm the third owner. The second owner is Ken Harkema. He's built 120 Thunderbirds, except it's the only one he kept for 30 years. And it has only 80,000 miles, so it's all original. one repaint 12 years ago. We buffed out the paint and we gave it a clear coat. And then, of course, we spiffed up the engine bay. We repainted the original valve covers and the air cleaner cover colonial white and yellow. Well, Ford would take whatever was on the shelf pretty much. That's how you ended up with yellow and white. People always ask, you guess? No, that's the way it came from the factory. This car is, by the way, all power brakes, power steering, and power seat. And the top comes up all automatically from the driver's seat.
So I love all types of cars, and like I play them in video games all the time. I get to see them in like photos all the time. But at car show, like I get to see all of them in real life. They look much different in real life. I can talk to the people who drive them, so their horsepower. Really cool. Like a little community to seeing all the different types of cars we all like to drive. Well, soon I will like to drive.
We're having a great time at the car show. I came with my son who loves all things cars, and I'm actually having fun looking at the old cars that remind me of being a kid.
And talking to the grandson, you're going to continue the car culture in this family going on?
Oh yeah, I've been working on cars with my dad since day one. Right now I'm saving up to buy myself a classic car just like him.
So you like the Mopars, huh?
Oh yeah, all about Mopar. Mopar or no car.
Okay, Dad, we're coming at you. What do you got?
I got a 70 Charger right there. I've had it for 15 years. How old are you? 13, 14 years. Okay, so I got it right before he came out of the cradle there. 318, about 120,000 original miles on it. Yeah, it's a great car, daily driver.
I'm here with my friend Joe and one of his Avantis. Everyone loves this car. It's so special, isn't it?
Yes, it's special to me. I first owned one in '68, and this is the third one I've owned. It's 1974. It's got a 350 Chevy engine with a 700R transmission. And the person that owned it prior at some point was an Indian from an Indian tribe in Washington State. And it's got a very different Indian interior. On the hood, we have a feather and a checkerboard, which is the Indian heritage on the inside, and the checkerboard's for the 350 Chevy engine with the 700R tranny. It's got rocks on the door as part of the Indian theme. It's got seat covers were all one color. They were worn, so I replaced the front seat covers with the theme of the hood.
What's that dangling on the rearview mirror?
One of my buddies gave me a dream catcher, and this is one of my dreams. But why don't we talk about your car now?
My car? This is Gertrude. This is a 1959 Studebaker Lark. It's a two-door hardtop with a V8 engine. And I think she is just the prettiest car ever made. I love the way she looks from the front, from the side, and from the back.
Well, we have a couple drivable Studebakers, and next to us we have one more, a Golden Hawk.
Golden Hawk.
3 Studebakers together. Good show.
Beautiful car, black on red. Why don't you tell me a little about it?
My name is Richard Tupper, and we brought out a 59 Cadillac Eldorado Baritz convertible today with 2,200 original miles on it. Fun car.
And the big question everybody wants to know with that nice Continental kit, how long is this thing?
This car is 22 feet 4 inches. It does not fit in a standard garage.
And one of the most beautiful points of this year was the bullets with the fins. What's your favorite part of the car?
Well, the tail lights, because we used to take them off the Cadillacs and put them on anything else we owned or could afford. Yeah.
I love this car show because if you look up and down the street, you see all the great people here. And I'm showing my car, my 77 Corvette that was built as a T-top car, is now a convertible. So it's my little pride and joy. But I love this show. You can tell the atmosphere here is wonderful. I come every year, pretty much. Once in a while, if I'm out of town, I miss. But other than that, it's really a great show. The people here are awesome.
The parts, everything was stock. The car was not built at all. It had all the just looked like it came out of Detroit, but we really wanted to modify the engine, make it a very high performance engine. It had engine problems when we first purchased it, so we made this into a project car, and we really put a lot of work into this this very Roadrunner here. With putting the Edelbrock intake and then the MSD distributor, the valve cover, all this, and the Be Cool radiator to keep the car cooled down, because being high performance, they're having to compensate for all that power to keep the car washed down. And and it really was a labor of love. It was really hard though at first, and but my father, he's built a bunch of 440s in the past. We also had a mechanic who specializes in like Ferraris and Mercedes help us with the rebuild, and it came out really well. Everything we did, we really put 110% into it, and this car is just really lights up now. It's nice when you take something, a certain project like it, and you take it and you really work on it yourself. It's something more personal, and we really it was a great experience in building it up till today. My father had a Cuda 70 Hemi Cuda. It was Ontario orange, Offenhauser valve covers. He really worked on his project a long time, and it just turned out really great. And then we came with this so many years later, like we're paying a tribute to it, and it's really worked out. What someone else couldn't do, we did, and we really made this brought it back alive to what it is today.
Wow, what'd you see out there?
I saw everything from a car with horns to something so unique there's nothing like it on the planet.
Except for here in El Segundo. And I saw everything from a four-banger to cars with full-on blowers with over 1,000 horsepower.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
I'm Dan O'Toole.
And I'm Catherine Chen, and we'll see you next year.